Okay, good afternoon. We're the staff from Bronx Dance Academy, and we're also under Marshall Lou Montefiore Community Center. And today we're just going to discuss a couple components that might influence our middle schoolers that we work with. The components are body, nutrition, money, and mind. So the first slide, we're going to focus on how they think. Next slide. Okay. So it's very important to build a relationship with each child that we work with. So they have kind of a support system. The middle schoolers that we work with, like, they learn best through interaction and activities. At this age, they're influenced by their peers. And when they're comfortable with you, they feel safer to bring up incidents that they don't feel comfortable speaking about. Talk to you when they have a hard time, explain to you when there's just stuff going on that they don't feel comfortable telling other people. So that's why it's really important to, as a youth worker, as a teacher, just as a bigger peer, to build a relationship with them so they have a support system. Next slide. So not only is it important to build a relationship with your kids so they are able to confide in you, it's important to figure out how they work. If they're a visual learner, if they have other tendencies on how to do their work, if they love writing, if they love drawing. It's important for us to know so we can build other teaching methods to help them out. So at this age, they only can retain 5 to 7 pieces of information, and their attention span is only 10 to 12 minutes. So our job as a youth worker is to make sure they're always entertained, their eyes are always open, and they're always listening, trying to be attentive, because we want to keep them entertained. Down at the bottom here of this slide, there's an article with different teaching methods that I was reading today, and it was very informative, and I think you'll like it. Next slide.
So the next topic is about body, about the development of boys and girls at a young age, from the age 12 and older. The starting age around puberty is sometimes 10. Sometimes some girls or boys, they start at a different age more than others. Their emotions are sometimes up and down. Girls, they tend to isolate themselves. They tend to not say anything, talk to anybody. One thing I have always suggested to other females or males, build a connection with their students so that they can build a relationship. So if they don't have nobody at home to talk to, the girls or the boys can talk to one of the staff members at the school. When then it comes puberty, females, young girls, they starting to develop. They're starting to get their menstrual. Some girls develop more faster than other girls. Some boys also, their hygiene start to go higher, their voices, their growth. Some boys are taller, some boys are short. Depends on, family history, on like their height. Everybody grows in a different pace. So you always have to make sure your kids and you are constantly talking to each other. Make sure that they feel safe. Make sure that they have someone to talk to, even though they don't have nobody to talk to at home. Next slide.
How middle school students think about nutrition relapses on different category. Culture. Parents actively make food choices for the family, serve as model for dietary choices and patterns, and use feeding practices to reinforce the development of eating patterns and behaviors that they deem appropriate. This is based on culture and what parents believe is the best for their child. Then peers. Children learn about food by observing the eating behaviors modeled by others. For example, research reveals that children's intake of fruits and vegetables increased after observing adults consuming the food. The same happens when they see their friends eating something new, something that is proper from their culture, they will be more likely to try it and to eat it. Restriction or excess of food. Excessive restriction of child's access to and intake of highly pala- palatable foods can promote increased preference for and overconsumption of those restricted foods when they are readily available. The same happen when they have a lot of the same food, they wouldn't be likely to eat it. They will reject it. Then the school environment help to teach children about dietary patterns and eating behaviors. Since almost 50% of school children in the United States participate in the National School Lunch Program, NSLP, which requires the meal served to be consistent with the dietary guideline for American, and they're based on protein, vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, calcium, and calories.
Excuse me. Money is a big aspect of middle schoolers' lives, and what they're influenced by is very important. One of the biggest factors are family. Families are very important for children to learn and understand about finances. Over 44% of Americans can learn most of their financial habits from their parents. So that means even as they become adults, it is very likely that a lot of the information that they now live off and make decisions on a daily basis are from the examples or the talks and lessons that parents have had with them. It is very important for parents to show and also have these conversations with their children just to help them execute their financial life better for the future. Sadly, a lot of parents do not do not know great financial habits and execute them. So this is one of the problems why many children end up doing the same. Another factor is media. Media is very important as children up to the age of 8 spend up to 2 hours every day on screen media. So that means televisions, computers, cell phones. A lot of time children do spend on devices where they're exposed to the thoughts of companies and brands and different ways how people should live. So sometimes when children do not have role models, they that are directly from their neighborhood or in their life, many times they do turn to celebrities and to brands to influence them. And sometimes that can be negative, sometimes it can be positive, but that is another factor that influences middle schoolers, children in general, about how they should live financially. What can we do to help make this a more positive atmosphere to learn? Um, Parents, families, providing extra income is a great way to teach because you can teach children how to earn their money and the value of earning their money through things like allowances and chores. Shopping with the child is also a great thing to do. You can even do this in programs like taking kids and creating budgets and living by budgets and making decisions of what to cut, what to keep, what's more important, what do you prioritize. Those are great ways to teach that. Um, and also just involving in the process of even creating a budget are good ways to help children understand how to prioritize and to divide and share money. Thank you.